You're ready for a trip to Miami because I think you're going to love this deep dive. We're diving into Brickell, a neighborhood that's been called the Manhattan of the South.
Oh, yeah. That nickname, it really does bring up a certain image, doesn't it? It kind of makes you think bustling, cosmopolitan atmosphere. And from what I've seen, Brickell really does live up to that name.
Yeah. And we've got this really cool article called Top 5 Things to Do in Brickell, and it's already giving me like major city vibes.
Yeah.
Before we get too into that, I wanted to mention the people behind the article. The All in Miami Group. They specialize in luxury real estate. And they're a top-ranked team in the U.S., apparently.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What I find really interesting about them is their marketing. It seems like they're using some pretty innovative new ways to connect with people looking for those high-end Miami properties.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're really passionate about more than just like closing deals. You know, they actually want to share that Miami lifestyle with their clients. They even mentioned that if you were looking to buy or sell anywhere, their team would be happy to help.
Wow, that's a really good sign. It makes it seem like they're not just focused on a specific market, but they really want to build relationships and help people get to their real estate goals, wherever those goals might be.
Okay, so back to Brickell, this whole Manhattan of the South thing.
Yeah.
What does that even mean, like in terms of the actual neighborhood itself?
Well, the article says that Brickell is South Florida's financial district. And when you look at where it's located, it's bordered by the Miami River, Biscayne Bay, Rickenbacker Causeway, and I-95. So it's clearly like in the heart of everything.
Oh, wow. Oh, so we're talking skyscrapers, bustling streets, that kind of vibe.
Exactly. It's described as having a vibrant, eclectic, and immensely dynamic atmosphere. So imagine high-rise living with amazing city views, a diverse international population. It's easy to see why people would be drawn to it.
It sounds kind of overwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the article also talks about a different side to Brickell.
Yes. This is what I think is so interesting. Amidst all that urban energy, you can also find some places that are tranquil. Like imagine stepping away from all the noise and the crowds and just looking out at the port, watching cruise ships go by, and the sparkling water.
It's like a city that has a little escape route built right in.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
And speaking of escaping, the article mentions that the Brickell lifestyle doesn't end when the sun sets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It hints at some pretty exciting nightlife.
It is Brickell's known for its nightlife. We'll definitely have to get into that a bit later. But first, let's look at some of the things that make this neighborhood unique. The article talks about the top 5 things to do in Brickell, and the first one is all about food.
Okay, tell me more. I'm always down to explore a good food scene.
Well, apparently Brickell's culinary scene is exploding. The article actually says that the best restaurants in Brickell are some of the best in all of Miami.
Wow.
Which is a pretty big statement considering Miami is known for its incredible food.
Yeah, that is huge. So we're not just talking about a few trendy spots. We're talking about like a really diverse, high-quality dining experience.
Exactly. And to me, this says that Brickell is a neighborhood that's on its way up. It's attracting really talented chefs and restaurant owners, which says a lot about its potential.
So great food. Check. What's next on this list of top things to do?
Shopping Brickell is a shopper's paradise, apparently, with everything from super high-end luxury boutiques to more like unique local finds.
Okay. Now you're talking, give me some specifics. Any place that they mention by name?
Yeah, they talk about Brickell City Center. It's like $1 billion development filled with high-end retail and dining.
$1 billion.
Yeah, it sounds like the place to be if you're looking for a real fancy shopping experience.
Wow. But what if you're not ready to drop that much cash?
Well, they mentioned Mary Brickell Village, which seems a bit more relaxed, still bustling with shops and restaurants, but maybe a little more local, less extravagant.
Okay, I like the variety. It sounds like Brickell has something for everyone, no matter what your budget is.
What? Yeah, and here's something that might surprise you. Brickell is actually very walkable. A lot of the people who live there choose to walk, bike, or use public transport instead of having a car.
Really? That's not what I expected from a busy financial district.
Right. It really shows a well-thought-out urban design, making it easy to get around and keeping traffic down. They've created a true urban village where you can walk to pretty much anything.
I love that. I love the idea of just exploring a new place on foot, finding little hidden gems along the way. It just feels so much more immersive than driving.
Yeah, I agree. And they mentioned the Metro Mover. It's an elevated train that gives you incredible views of the city.
Oh, cool.
Sounds like a fun and quick way to get around while also seeing some panoramic sights.
I'm adding that to my list.
You should.
And it sounds like there's even a little history to uncover in Brickell.
Yeah. That's right. They mentioned Miami Circle Park. It sounds like there's some pretty interesting historical discoveries there. It seems like Brickell has a lot more to offer than you might realize at first glance.
Okay, so we've got food shopping, walkability, even a little bit of history. What else is there?
Well,
What else makes Brickell stand out? What else?
let's see.
What else?
Well, remember how we talked about the Brickell lifestyle that keeps going after dark?
Oh, yeah. The nightlife.
Yeah.
The article definitely made it sound exciting.
It's more than just exciting. It's like a core part of what Brickell is all about.
Mm.
They actually say that the nightlife is more eventful here than in other parts of Miami.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
It is. So what kind of nightlife are we talking about? Clubs, bars, live music venues?
It seems like there's a little something for everyone.
Yeah, the article specifically recommends the rooftop bars and restaurants. Imagine having a cocktail with those amazing city views as your backdrop, especially during happy hour when you can get some deals.
Okay, I'm sold rooftop bars with a view. That's my kind of scene.
I knew you'd like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they say live music is a big part of the Brickell nightlife scene too. So you might even find a local band or musician while you're out, adding to that energy.
I love that they're mixing those high-end experiences with a more local, authentic feel. It makes it seem less intimidating and more approachable.
Exactly. And speaking of approachable, here's another thing that surprised me. The article talks about parks and green spaces in Brickell.
Wait, parks? In a dense urban environment like Brickell? I never would have pictured that.
Right. It's not something you usually think of with a financial district. But they do exist, and they give you a little glimpse into what the neighborhood was like before all the skyscrapers.
So it's like finding these little pockets of nature hiding amongst all the hustle and bustle. That's really cool.
They highlight Simpson Park Hammock. It's a 7.8-acre nature preserve right in the heart of Brickell. They say you might even see some wildlife there, like lizards, woodpeckers, raccoons.
A nature preserve in the middle of a financial district. That's a pretty unique combo.
What's it like inside? They describe it as a peaceful escape. There's a dirt path that goes all the way around and a big koi pond with benches where you can relax and enjoy the quiet. It sounds perfect for a coffee break or a picnic or just a moment of peace in the middle of the city.
Okay, so we've got this picture of Brickell as this lively, bustling hub, but also with these quiet, natural spaces woven in. It's a fascinating mix.
It really is. And it makes me think about all those different lifestyles we were talking about before. You've got people who love that city energy and others who look for those moments of calm. And they all live together in this one dynamic neighborhood.
It's like a little microcosm of city living, with all its complexities and contradictions.
And speaking of contradictions, I keep thinking about that line about Brickell being more eventful than other parts of Miami. What do you think they mean by that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes me want to experience Brickell's nightlife for myself. Is it just the number of options, the energy of the crowds? Or maybe it's something you can't quite put your finger on, like a certain vibe or atmosphere that sets it apart? What do you think?
I think it's probably a mix of all those things. But it also shows that Brickell is always changing, pushing the boundaries, and redefining what it means to be a thriving neighborhood in a big city.
It's like they're not content with just being a financial district. They want to be a cultural hub.
Yeah.
A dining destination.
Yeah.
Nightlife hotspot. All in one.
Exactly. And they're doing it with a certain style and sophistication that seems to be attracting people from all walks of life.
It's like they figured out the secret to city living. You know? Combining the excitement and opportunity of a big city with a sense of community and a connection to something bigger than themselves.
And that brings us back to the group behind this article, the All in Miami group. Their passion for showing off the Miami lifestyle really comes through in their writing.
Yeah, it's clear they love this city and everything it has to offer. And they're not just focusing on the flashy stuff. They're pointing out those hidden gems, the unexpected peaceful spots, the things that make Brickell truly special.
I remember how they mentioned being a diverse team themselves, with people from all different backgrounds and cultures. It's like their team reflects the spirit of Miami itself. A mix of cultures and perspectives all coming together to make something new and exciting.
It's a beautiful analogy, isn't it?
It is.
The All in Miami group. Like Brickell itself is a testament to the power of diversity and the beauty of finding common ground in a place that welcomes everyone.
It really is. And you know, it makes me wonder if this diverse team is part of the reason why they're so successful in the Miami real estate market.
I see what you mean. If you're trying to connect with buyers from all over the world, having a team that understands all those different cultures and perspectives could be a huge advantage.
Right. It would let them tailor their approach to each person, making them feel like they're truly seen and understood. which is so important when you're dealing with something as personal and big as buying or selling a home.
Especially in a place like Miami where luxury is everything. You need to be able to talk to those high-end clients in a way that connects with their lifestyle and what they want to achieve.
Exactly. And that reminds me, we haven't really talked much about Amit Bhuta, the leader of the All in Miami group. He seems to be the one pushing all these innovative marketing strategies.
Oh, yeah. He's the one inspiring those motivated buyers to spend big on Miami's most luxurious properties. What's his secret?
Well, the article doesn't really say, but it does hint that he's thinking outside the box, using techniques that are different from the usual real estate marketing. Maybe it's about creating a totally unique brand experience, showcasing the Miami lifestyle in a way that really captures the imagination of those high-end buyers.
It's almost like he's selling a dream just as much as he's selling property.
Right.
It's not just about square footage and fancy amenities. It's about the feeling, the experience, the exclusiveness that comes with owning a piece of Miami luxury.
I think you're exactly right. It's about tapping into those emotions that make people want to invest in a certain way of life. And in Miami, that lifestyle is all about sunshine beaches, nightlife, and that undeniable sense of glamour.
It's interesting because they don't limit themselves to Miami, remember? They said they're open to helping clients buy or sell anywhere.
Yes. That shows how ambitious they are and how much they believe in what they do. They're confident that they can use their skills in marketing in any market, which is pretty impressive.
It makes you wonder if their success comes from understanding people more than just understanding properties. Maybe it's about building personal connections with clients, figuring out what really matters to them, and then finding the perfect place to fit those needs.
I think you might be onto something. After all, buying or selling a home is a major life decision. It's often tied to personal milestones, dreams, and aspirations. If you can connect with those underlying emotions, you're going to be much better at guiding people through the process.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Brickell, what are some of the key takeaways for our listener? What makes this neighborhood so unique?
Well, first of all, it's a neighborhood of contrasts. It's a bustling financial district that also has quiet moments in its hidden green spaces. It's a modern city with a rich history that's just waiting to be discovered. And it's a diverse community where everyone is united by a shared love for their city.
It's a place where you can enjoy the energy of city living, but also find peace and quiet.
Yes.
You can splurge on high-end shopping and dining, and then stumble upon a local gem hidden away on a side street.
Exactly. And it caters to a variety of lifestyles, from those who prefer to walk and bike to those who love the luxury of high-rise living. It's a melting pot of cultures and perspectives, creating a vibrant and ever-changing atmosphere.
But maybe the most important takeaway is that Brickell is more than just a place. It's an experience.
Yeah, it is.
It's a unique blend of culture, lifestyle, and opportunity, all wrapped up in that Miami charm.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And exploring Brickell has made me think about how neighborhoods, like people, have their own personalities. They have their strengths and weaknesses, their quirks and contradictions, their stories waiting to be told.
It's a reminder that even in the busiest cities, there's always something new to find, always a deeper layer to uncover.
So if you're ever in Miami, I highly recommend taking some time to explore Brickell for yourself. Walk the streets, soak up the atmosphere, and see what stories you find. And who knows? You might even be inspired to make it your home, especially with a team like the All in Miami group to help you along the way.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
Yeah.
And I think our listener now has a much better understanding of what makes Brickell so special.
It's been great exploring with you.
Yeah.
And remember, no matter where life takes, you keep diving deep, keep looking for those hidden gems, and keep exploring the world with curiosity and an open mind.
Thanks for joining us on this trip to Brickell. We'll see you on our next adventure.
Bye! Well, remember how we were talking about the Brickell lifestyle and how it keeps going after dark?
Oh yeah, the nightlife. The article made it sound pretty exciting.
It's more than just exciting. It's like a key part of what Brickell is all about. They even say that the nightlife here is more eventful than in other parts of Miami.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah, it is. So we talk in clubs, bars, live music venues.
Sounds like there's something for everyone.
Yeah. The article specifically suggests checking out the rooftop bars and restaurants. Imagine having a cocktail with those amazing city views, especially during happy hour. When they have deals.
Okay, you sold me rooftop bars with a view.
Yeah.
That's totally my scene.
I knew you'd like that. And they mentioned live music is a big part of the Brickell nightlife, too, so you might even catch a local band while you're out, just adding to the energy.
I love that they're mixing those high-end experiences with a more local, authentic feel. It makes it feel less intimidating, more approachable.
Exactly. And speaking of approachable, here's something else that surprised me. The article talks about parks and green spaces in Brickell.
Wait, parks? In a dense urban environment like Brickell? I wouldn't have pictured that.
Right. It's not something you'd normally think of when you picture a financial district, but they're there. They're like little glimpses into what the neighborhood was like before all the high-rises took over.
So it's like finding these little pockets of nature hiding among all the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
They highlight Simpson Park Hammock. It's like a 7.8-acre nature preserve right in the heart of Brickell. And get this, they say you might even see some wildlife there, like lizards, woodpeckers, raccoons.
A nature preserve in the middle of a financial district. That's such a cool mix. What's it like inside?
They describe it as a peaceful escape. There's a dirt path that goes around the whole thing, and there's a big koi pond with benches where you can just relax and enjoy the quiet. It sounds like the perfect spot for a coffee break or a picnic or just a moment to yourself away from all the city noise.
Okay, so we have this picture of Brickell as this lively, bustling hub, but also with these quiet, natural spaces mixed in. It's an interesting combination.
It really is. And it makes me think about all those different lifestyles we were discussing earlier. You've got people who love all that city energy, and then you have those who are looking for those peaceful moments. And they all coexist in this one dynamic neighborhood.
It's like a mini version of city life itself, all its complexities and contradictions.
And speaking of contradictions, I can't stop thinking about that line about Brickell being more eventful than other parts of Miami. What do you think they meant by that?
I'm not sure, but it definitely makes me want to experience Brickell's nightlife myself. Is it just the sheer number of options, the energy of the people, or maybe it's something you can't quite describe, like a certain vibe or atmosphere that makes it stand out?
I think it's probably a combination of all of those things. But it also shows that Brickell is always changing, always pushing boundaries, and redefining what it means to be a thriving neighborhood in a big city.
It's like they're not satisfied with just being a financial district. They want to be a cultural hub, a dining destination, a nightlife hotspot, all rolled into one.
Exactly. And they're doing it with a certain style and sophistication that seems to draw people in from all walks of life.
It's like they've cracked the code of city living, combining the excitement and opportunity of a big city with a sense of community and connection to something bigger than themselves.
And that brings us back to the group behind this article, the All in Miami group. Their passion for sharing the Miami lifestyle really shines through in what they write.
Yeah, it's obvious they love this city and everything about it. And they're not just focusing on the flashy stuff. They're pointing out those hidden gems, those unexpected, peaceful spots, the things that make Brickell unique.
And remember how they talked about being a diverse team themselves, made up of people from all different backgrounds and cultures?
Oh, yeah.
It's like their team is a reflection of Miami itself, a mix of cultures and perspectives all coming together to create something new and exciting.
It's a beautiful analogy, isn't it?
It is.
The All in Miami group, just like Brickell itself, is proof of the power of diversity and the beauty of finding common ground in a place that welcomes everyone.
It really is, and it makes me wonder if that's part of why they're so successful in Miami. Having that diverse team.
Yeah, I see what you mean. If you're trying to connect with buyers from all over the world, having a team that gets those different cultures could be a big plus.
Definitely. It would let them really personalize their approach for each client, making them feel seen and understood, which is huge when you're talking about something as personal and important as buying or selling a home.
Especially in a market like Miami, where luxury is key. You really need to know how to talk to those high-end clients in a way that speaks to their lifestyle and what they're looking for.
For sure. And speaking of that, we haven't really talked about Amit Bhuta, the head of the All in Miami group. He seems to be the brains behind those innovative marketing strategies.
Right. He's the one getting those buyers to pay top dollar for those super luxurious Miami properties. What's the secret?
Well, the article doesn't really get into the specifics, but it does say that he's thinking outside the box, using techniques that go way beyond traditional real estate marketing. Maybe it's about creating a completely unique brand experience, showcasing the Miami lifestyle in a way that really captures the imagination.
It's like he's selling a dream as much as he's selling a property. It's not just about how big the place is or what kind of amenities it has. It's about the feeling, the whole experience, the exclusiveness of owning a piece of Miami luxury.
I think you're spot on. It's about getting at those emotional reasons that make people invest in a certain lifestyle. And in Miami, that lifestyle is all about the sun, the beaches, the nightlife, that undeniable glamour.
It's interesting, though, because they're not just working in Miami, remember?
Yeah.
They said they're open to helping people buy and sell anywhere.
Yeah. That says a lot about how ambitious they are and how much they believe in what they do. They think they can use their expertise and marketing skills anywhere. That's pretty impressive.
Makes you wonder if their success really boils down to understanding people, not just properties. Maybe it's about connecting with clients on a personal level. Figuring out what makes them tick, and then finding the perfect place that matches their wants and needs.
I think there's something to that. After all, buying or selling a house is a huge decision. It's often tied to big life events, dreams, hopes. If you can tap into those emotions, you're going to be much better at guiding people through that process.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into Brickell, what are some of the main takeaways for our listeners? What makes this neighborhood stand out?
Well, first and foremost, it's a place of contrasts. It's a busy financial district, but it also has these peaceful moments tucked away in those green spaces.
Right.
It's a modern city with a lot of history, just waiting to be explored. And it's a diverse community where everyone is united by their love for Miami.
It's a place where you can enjoy the energy of a big city,
Yes.
but also find peace and quiet.
Yes.
You can splurge on fancy shopping and dining, but also stumble across a hidden gem on a side street.
Absolutely. And it works for different kinds of lifestyles, from people who like to walk and bike to people who love the luxurious high-rise life. It's a mix of cultures and viewpoints, which creates that vibrant and ever-changing atmosphere.
But maybe the biggest takeaway is that Brickell is more than just a location. It's an experience.
It is.
It's this unique blend of culture, lifestyle, and opportunity, wrapped up in that Miami magic.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Exploring Brickell has got me thinking about how neighborhoods are like people. They have their own personalities, their strengths and weaknesses, their quirks and contradictions, their own stories waiting to be told.
It's a good reminder that even in the most hectic cities, there's always something new waiting to be found, always another layer to uncover.
Absolutely. So if you ever find yourself in Miami, I highly recommend checking out Brickell Walk the Streets. Take it all in, see what stories you find. And who knows, you might even be inspired to call it home, especially with a team like the All in Miami group to help you on that journey.
It's been a fascinating deep dive, and I think our listeners now have a much better understanding of what makes Brickell so special.
It's been great exploring with you.
Thanks for joining us on our trip to Brickell. We'll see you on our next adventure.